الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Our lecture today inshallah is going to be about who told who اقرأ. It is very important today. Every information I'm gonna mention, it's gonna be very new because this subject is very critical. For 1400 years Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they put him in a wrong place. How can you be so proud of Rasulullah if he doesn't know how to read? Why? Because Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal, He always mentioned Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as he is illiterate, ummi, al-Rasul al-ummi, al-Nabi al-ummi. Yeah, this is mean like someone when he doesn't know how to read and write, they will call him ummi in Arabic. But Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, they asked him, how Rasulullah he was ummi? He said, it's not in the meaning of Rasulullah, he does not know how to read and write. He was in the meaning that Mecca was Ummul Qura, the mother of all lands. So anything with this language, if someone is going to be the master of this land, he's going to be a Nabi al-Ummi. It's like an Arabic term that he used. But we had a bad, some type of school of thought that they depend 100% on their brain without the use of the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt. This is get us where we are now. Rasulullah, we always have to defeat him. It's not a reverse. Because let's say now we go into debate with Christians. The first thing a Christian will bring, they will say our prophet, if they believe him as a prophet, they always say he's the son of God. But let's say he's Jesus, they say he'll be able to raise people from death. Okay, if he is real, he does. The Quran, he mentioned that in the verses. He'll be able to raise people from the dead. And many prophets, they did this before, not only Jesus, not only him. Yeah, we have, even in the Bible, we have two prophets who rose people from the death, back from death. So Rasulullah, was he able to do that or not? Actually, yes, he is. He did rose from some people from the death. And we can always say, Jesus said one time that I'm able to bring someone from physical death, but I'm unable to bring him from his moral death. But Rasulullah is better than Jesus in this term, because Rasulullah, he was able to bring a whole nation from the moral death. And he's still bringing people till this moment from moral death. So who's better? To bring someone from physical death, that he's gonna come here, come back to life for how many years? Make more kids, more population, more pollution, and then die? Or someone, he's gonna bring some people they're already dead morally, he bring their morality out, and then they'll be very helpful for the society. So this is the message of the Quran. But if we read, the first message came to Rasulullah, announce him as Rasulullah. We go directly to the narration of different school of thought. What happened? They say Rasulullah, he was there in Ghar Hira, in the cave of Hira. And then he was there worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. Because they say he never knew Allah Azza wa Jal. So he used to go there worshipping this Lord, that his thoughts guide him there. This is how they used to say it. And then what happened is, Jibreel alayhi salam, Gabriel, he came down, and then he said, and immediately, with lights and all this effects, Hollywood effect, lights and thunder and all the scary things. This is how they mention. They say, he said to the Rasulullah, Iqra, read or recite. And Rasulullah, he was so humble. He said, recite what? I don't know what you're saying. Who are you, Aslan? Who are you to come and start screaming like this? And then again, he'll say, recite, for the second time. And Rasulullah, he'll say, recite what? I don't know how to read. And then for the third time, he will say, recite. And then he'll say, I don't know what to recite. So Jibreel alayhi salam, or Gabriel, he came and he held the Prophet like this, and he read, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Okay. He said, recite by the name of your Lord, who taught you, who taught the insan, and who taught the humanity by the pen. I'm just saying the meaning of the ayah from my own brain. If you can read it, it's Surah Al-Alaq. First, I told you the basic reading of the Quran Al-Kareem. When you read it, you will think, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so miraculous that Gabriel came and Rasulullah didn't know what's going on. So what happened after? Rasulullah was shaken, he went down running, he went to Khadija, he sat there and he asked Khadija, he said, طرأ علي أمر كبير, يعني it's a huge matter came to me now and I'm so scared. This is how they present Rasulullah. And this is narration from the best books, their books. He's so scared. Rasulullah is so scared. And he doesn't know what's going on. And who helped him? Khadija. She said, you know, if his wife Khadija, she said, if this is what you're destined for, you should go for it, you know. It's your destiny, you cannot change. And he was like sitting there for a couple of weeks. You know, I'm just making fun now because it's really ridiculous, drinking his own coffee or tea, thinking about, you know what, let me become a prophet. It's okay, I can change those people. This is how ridiculous to that point it will come. But in reality, what happened exactly? For 1400 years, Muslims are given this injustice to Rasulullah. How hard for Jibreel alayhi salam, if we able to talk to Jibreel alayhi salam to see how hard for him that we are accusing him of scaring Rasulullah. Not just that, he is the guy who ordered Rasulullah to do something. The very person that Allah Azza wa Jal, He created the universe from. Rasulullah, Allah Azza wa Jal, He created the universe, whatever we have, from him and for him. This is the reality. Okay. If we read the basic reading I told you for this verse, Surah Al-Alaq, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق. Remember when we said there is difference in the Quran between the term insan in Arabic, mean like man, or bashar. All the translation for those two words in the Quran are mentioned by those two. Insan will be man, bashar will be man. Actually, this is wrong. Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He talk about insan in the Quran, He's talking about the bad man. The bad man. مثلا إن الإنسان لفي خسر. إنسان كفور. إنسان. In different verses, all the word insan mean bad man. A man who his morality died completely. And all the people who Allah Azza wa Jalla He talk about are very good. They could talk about bashar. For example, when Gabriel, when he came to Mary, he said, Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave you bashar, Rasul. He gave you a bashar, yani a person who's holified. So who was Isa, Jesus? A bashar. So there's difference between them. So how Jibreel alayhi salam, he comes to Rasulullah to tell him, I am here for you, insan. Rasulullah, he was insan too. Look. Yani now we're getting more, we're giving more injustice. Look what we're doing to Rasulullah, because that's why ignorance in our nation is very bad. We blame always Americans or whoever is about making a bad movie, but really let's bring that bad movie and criticize it. Whatever you saw, and if you did see this, if you remember a couple years ago, last year, about this bad movie, Muslims that killed many people for it, they burned. Whatever they did burned, and they claimed the injustice. If you really bring that movie, I did watch that movie. If you bring that movie to criticize it by science, whatever inside that movie is true. From what? From the narration of Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. Whatever in that movie happened is true from their narration. His wives, they really wanted to hit him. These two wives, they wanted to hit him. They hurt him. Rasulullah, he is pictured as, I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. He loved a woman that she was 6 years old, and then he married her when she was 9 years old. And this is how they say it from their own books. And if you open, there's few books. One of them called Ad-Dal al-Awaj Dal al-Awaj, the banded. What do you call this? Yeah. He wrote it by a Christian guy. That guy, he was making fun of Rasulullah from Sahih Muslim al-Bukhari, saying he's after, all his life was after only the physical relationship. He didn't care about women. All this injustice. So look what kind of school of thought destroyed Rasulullah, and then at the very end they get angry if we did this to him, and then Americans, they, or whoever is, they made a movie just simplifying what we were saying. Now let's talk science. Let's go into science. Who told who Iqra? Let's go into science. When Rasulullah, he was there meditating, in a term of meditation means sujood. In religion we don't have like you sit down like Buddha and do like for 2 years and then you fly. You can do that. It's just energy. When you do that, it's like you're praying with energy. But in reality, no, it's not. In reality, there is something called sujood. I'm gonna tell you today about the secret of sujood. For me to reach who is Rasulullah, we're gonna go into. I told you before, Einstein, when he came, he claimed his theory. He said anything in physics or any matter can be equal energy, or any energy can be equal matter, by his famous theory E equal mc square. You can transfer anything from energy to matter, matter to energy, because all they hold each other. We're gonna go further than that. We're gonna say energy equal to matter. Matter can be simplified by a person. Equal to something in numbers, equal to something in physics, equal to something in chemistry, equal, because you are equal something in this universe. Yani Imam Ali said, he's talking about the human. He's like very surprised about the human who he keep claiming that he doesn't belong to the universe, and all the universe is inside him. You are made from this universe. To the point that 4 weeks ago, scientists, they found, I'm off the subject, but let me tell you what's going on around you. 4 weeks ago, scientists, they were doing some tests in the chicken eyes, just to see what color they see. You know, they're just trying to see the animals. What do they see around them? You know the fish eye or the dog eye, how colored. You know, they making regular research. But it was so fascinating that inside the chicken eye, they found new state of matter. New state of matter. Not, they didn't found something different with colors. No, you know, we have 4 state of matter, right? And then outside of that, we have something called 120,000 state of matter. What we don't know what they are. So one of those state of matter that completely strange to us, to the science community, was found inside the chicken eye. The eye of the chicken, inside the retina. Why? Because the retina can change from liquid to crystal with a very strange behavior state of matter. They don't really know what's going on. This is inside it. So look how Allah Azza wa Jal, He created things. So we go back to what's going on with sujood. Why I'm tying sujood to the tree of something we call tree of life. I'm gonna talk about it now. The tree of life is, like usual, was stolen by Jewish. All the sacred geometry that was stolen by Jewish. Why? Because if you see their flag, they have what? The David star. Okay. What they call it, Merkaba. You know, the scientific name for that Merkaba. And then we have the Lebanese, they have very bad, you know, when you say Merkaba, they get shake. Why? Because they have their tanks called by Merkaba. Okay, but in reality, what's the name of Merkaba? What is this one? This one, basically, we can, inshallah, in the future talk about it more, very deeply. It represents Ahlul Bayt. I'm telling you at the end of the result. But inshallah, one day we have to make a whole lecture for it, how Allah Azza wa Jal created that. Okay. And from that there's something called Tree of Life. Tree of Life was taken by some people, Jewish people, called the Kabbalahs, if you heard about them. Kabbalahs, if any Arabic guy now, you tell them Kabbalah, they will start making like Kabbalahs are people who are changing the course of history, and they always want you to be scared. Same thing like the Masonic people, the Freemasons, the whatever they can get you scared of. Because in reality they think this is the devil science, and truly this is the devil science. But Allah Azza wa Jalla, He said what? إِنَّ كَيْدَ الشَّيْطَانِ كَانَ ضَعِيفًا. Even if those people have the money, even those people they'll be able to kill, even those people can make a TV station to change your brain, but at the end is كَيْدُ الشَّيْطَانِ ضَعِيفًا. إِنَّ كَيْدَ الشَّيْطَانِ, it is weak, it immediately can be destroyed. So those people, they stole this science and they claim it to be, it's Jewish. Actually, in reality, all prophet are the prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. So even David, he was a follower of Allah Azza wa Jal. We're not saying even his star that he did it. Why he did it? Because Imam Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught him that even before he was born. Inshallah, later we reflect more on that. So this science is, there is inside this tree of life, you can see it. There's 3 circles. At the very beginning, the first picture, I'm showing you what we call it the seed of life. Remember, in one of the lectures, I talked about what is the seed of life. The seed of life is basically reflecting Hadith al-Kisa. When you please bring Hadith al-Kisa, start reading Hadith al-Kisa and look at the seed of life. At the very beginning, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came to the house of Fatima. This is when they keep telling you Hadith al-Kisa has the secret of the universe. When I used to read it, I said Rasulullah came to the house of Fatima and he was tired. What's about this the creation? But really, when you start taking this as a geometry, like I said, like the Einstein theory, but not just about energy and matter. No, connect everything together. You'll find that when Rasulullah came to Zahra, why her name was Zahra. Zahra means from flower. We'll see now why she was flower. Okay, he went to the house of Fatima, and he said, "I'm a little tired. Will you allow me to go inside?" She said, "Yeah, for sure." Rasulullah, go inside. And if you see how much they were talking to each other in a very formal way, very beautiful way. Yani before, for example, when Rasulullah used to go to his daughter place, he will say, "Ya bunayyati, my dear beloved daughter, will you allow me to?" But in this Hadith al-Kisa, they were talking formal way. This is mean they want you to see how Allah Azza wa Jal, He created all this, and He want everyone to read it. It's a general knowledge. This is how Allah Azza wa Jal created the universe. Okay, so he went to Bayt Fatima, to the house of Fatima, and he stood there, and there was Kisa al-Yamani. It is from heaven. Kisa al-Yamani means this is like a blanket that Allah Azza wa Jal sent from heaven. After that, who came? Imam Ali. He said, "Inni ashumu ra'ihan tayyiban عندك." Yani I smell ra'ihat akhi wa ibn ammi Rasulillah. My brother Rasulullah. Is he inside? She said, "Yes." Go in. So he went inside. He asked the permission, and then he went and under the blanket. So now we have 2 circles. Okay, the first creation ever happened by what?
Rasulullah.
By Rasulullah, from Rasulullah. Okay, the second one is we have a second circle connected. What now is Imam Ali. The third one, same way, Imam Hassan. He asked the permission. He went under the blanket. The fourth one, Imam Hussein. Okay, now who left in the house is Zahra, salamullah alayhi. Say Fatima Zahra. She went there and she took the permission and she went under the blanket. Now we have how many corner? 5. This is the reflection of what? Hadith al-Kisa. But over here in the seed of life we see 6 circles, right? What happened is when Allah Azza wa Jal, if you read Hadith al-Kisa, he say Jibreel alayhi salam, he looked at them and Allah Azza wa Jal told him, "I created all this universe for them." Those people are under the blanket. He said, "Allah Azza wa Jal, will you permit me to go down there?" He said, "Yeah, go ahead." He did go down. So he asked Rasulullah, "Will you permit me to go under the Kisa?" He said, "Yes, go ahead." So Jibreel alayhi salam went inside the Kisa with them. So this is why Allah Azza wa Jal created the 6th circle. It will represent all the souls. يعني this is like a privilege for us, because if we created everything for them, not for you at the same time, then there's injustice. So that's why, because angels, they share the same way you share the spirit. They have spirits too, right? You know that. So now we have 6 circles. This is what we call it, the seed of life. Seed of life, yani this is the, even by sacred geometry, this is the seed of life. Now we continue the seed of life. The second picture down that, you see the seed of how the 2 circles I'm telling you about, they become 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then after that they become 14 circle exactly. You cannot add any more circles. It will finish. The main circle will finish. This is the 14 marthum that we have. Subhanallah, you see, it is closed circle. You cannot add more circles. If you add more circles, it cannot be. If you take the exact measurement, it won't work anymore. You cannot just make 5 circles inside the main circle. It won't work anymore. That's why you see it is like a flower. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal called her Zahra, because it was inside her house. It's from everything what was created inside her house.
She encompasses it all.
Yes, encompass it all. That's why when Allah Azza wa Jal بحديث الكساء, he say السلام على زهراء وأبيها, her father, وبعلها وبنيها. بعلها, her husband, and her sons. He made the Zahra in the middle. You see, look in the middle, there's a Zahra. وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيه, and the secret was inside her. What was the secret? Who knows that? What was it?
Wasn't it, Hajj said, yeah, it was
سيدة زينب عليه السلام. السر المستودع فيها was Sayyida Zainab. Why? Because Zahra, it was Allah Azza wa Jal, He created her from Hur, al-Hur, and at the same time she was Insiya, a Hur Insiya. She was the only creation that is equal to Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. Because Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, if he didn't find a Sayyida Zahra, no one will be able to be equal to him, to bring Hassan and Hussein.
Rasulullah say if it wasn't for the creation of Ali ibn Abi Talib, nobody would have been good enough for Zahra.
Yes, he mentioned that, and same thing, and not for the creation of Zahra, no one will be good for Ali, vice versa. So they were equal to each other. That's why from her womb she got Hassan and Hussein. This is the only womb that can carry those people, and she was centered. Look how important she was Zahra. Now, for example, if this is one of the secret, if you wanna be close to one of the imams now, the door, I mean the key is Zahra.
And this is question, I'm sorry, also why they say Fatima Abiha.
Abiha, yeah, the mother, yeah. So if you want to be closer to any, they say Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is one of the secrets too. Now I'm telling you. He said, "Ana Madinatul Ilm wa Aliyun babuha," and I am the city of knowledge, and Imam Ali is the gate. And I'm gonna add you more. Is Zahra is the key for that gate. This is the secret. How? If you want to talk to Imam Mahdi, you want to hear you Imam Mahdi, start by Zahra alayhi salam. He won't refuse anything if you start by Zahra when you talk to Imam Mahdi. Or when you talk to Rasulullah, start by Zahra. If you want to talk to Hassan and Hussein, start by Zahra alayhi salam. And that's why Allah Azza wa Jalla, He created the woman, because she's a mother. Zahra, she's the mother of all Shia. Why? Because when you want to connect with your mother, you don't have formality. You come, mom, make me food. You don't have to make, mom, please, Allah Azza wa Jal, He'll give you good hasanat if you make me food now. So Zahra, Allah Azza wa Jal, He creates Zahra for this reason. So you don't have to have huge formality with her, because she's the gate for all this. Okay, so we continue, and then after all this creation, something in sacred geometry comes to say, now we have something called, if we connect 3 circles together, and then we connect them all, it's called tree of life. This is tree of life. Tree of life mean all life came from. It is connecting your existence. It is connecting your existence. What's the relation between what I'm saying now and sujood? Okay, now we're gonna pay too much attention to this information, because it's gonna be critical. And please ask me if there's something not clear. When you go to salat, okay, you say Allahu Akbar and you stand. You stood. Allah Azza wa Jal, when He created everything, even the letters there were the first thing that Allah Azza wa Jal He created after Rasulullah for sure. He created harf al-alif, alif. You know, that's why Allah Azza wa Jal, in His name that He chose for Himself, that it's creature too, He chose alif at the beginning. Why? It is the al-alam al-awwal, the first thing He created. It is representing where the souls were created. Alif, it was where all the souls were created. So when you do Allahu Akbar, why He doesn't want you to do sujood and do Allahu Akbar during sujood and then start praying from sujood? Why He wants you to pray while you're standing? I told you before, whatever you do in religion, it has a symbol. It is symbolizing something very important. So when you do Allahu Akbar and you start doing that, it's not because He wants you to eat hamburger after you finish. There's a big symbol behind that. Okay, so you remember now you when you do Allahu Akbar, now you are in a spirit's world. When the very first He created, that's why you begin your praise by Allah is the greatest. Okay, so after that you read the Hamid, whatever you did, and then you go to ruku'. What is ruku' given you as a symbol? Ruku' is where your body is half of it still in alam al-ruh and the other half in alam what? Alam al-dunya. Exactly. Why? Because now you are here for visiting only. You're not here to stay always. You're here and then you're going back. Okay? So when you do ruku', your half of your body is where? Is in alam before you. Your legs in before, and your body is alam al-dunya here. And then you go back. Okay. And then the third action is you go down. The first is still in alam al-awwal, at the first in alam al-arwah. The second your body is in alam al-dunya because it is in the same way. And over here your brain is where? In alam al-akhirah.
In sujood?
In sujood. So sujood is the only place where you connect all the universe, all the place you visited at the same time. Okay, look at Tree of Life. What do you see in Tree of Life? You see 3 circles. The first circle is the alam al-awwal, the first beginning that you were created. The last picture actually it is. You see it at the last. Okay. The second one is where we are now. The third one is alam al-akhirah. And all these connecting with each other is you with you. Allah Azza wa Jal, from that science, He wants you, when you do sujood, to give it a little more time. Why? Because you are connecting with all of you at the same time. If you want to reach a high spiritual place, high spiritual way, you do sujood. The best act of worship to Allah Azza wa Jal is sujood. Why? Because you're connecting all your existence to where you are now. SubhanAllah, He gave you that gate. Okay. If all this was taught by Rasulullah, because none of the prophets before had this kind of knowledge. None of them before, except you see David, he had the star. Each one of those prophets, they had some knowledge. Now we had the whole knowledge, us, by science now, by all these geometries, all physics. We know we connect all these together. So we see they do. When someone asks me, like now we were talking about Ahl al-Bayt, are your main test, you can tell me why. I can show you that. It's from geometry. I didn't bring you hadith from Sadiq alayhi salam and tell you, look, you should believe in it. No, I got you something from the geometry science, strictly science, and I showed you that Hadith al-Kisa is science. I showed you that Tree of Life is Ahlul Bayt, or I mean your life, simplified in sujood. Okay, what's the relationship between that and Rasulullah? When Rasulullah, he's the person, he used to always perform sujood while he was in Ghar Hira. So he has the knowledge of all the 3 universes. So he is the person that is responsible for those 3. I have proof? Yes, I have proof. What's my proof? Is from the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He said, إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ رَاكِعُونَ We always mention this in a debate about who's your wali. Wali means someone who owns you, right? When, for example, when Rasulullah he comes, he order you to whatever you do, you should do it because he is responsible for you. It is like Allah Azza wa Jal is talking to you directly. So when Allah Azza wa Jal he said إنما وليكم first, Allah Azza wa Jal, he is the first wali. After that, directly who come? The Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That this prophet that they claim he doesn't know how to read and write. So Allah Azza wa Jal, he wanna put him after him directly someone he doesn't know how to read and write. رسوله الذين يقيمون الصلاة, the people who do salat, ويؤتون الزكاة وهم راكعون. يقيمون, what's going on here? A person who is doing ruku' and he gave sadaqah is his ring. Who is he? Imam Ali.
Imam Ali.
Okay, that's Imam Ali. Many people they say, it was normal person who he can be after Allah directly. Look how it become ridiculous. They don't want to say it's Imam Ali. They bring you many stories about different people. But over here, what's going on? Not any person who do perform the ruku', he is after Allah and Rasulullah. What is really here performing ruku' is? What we were saying, when you were standing, you are in alam al-dhar. When you're doing ruku', you are the master of your own world, alam al-dunya. So who was the master of alam al-dunya?
Rasulullah.
Yeah, Rasulullah and Imam Ali, because he's the person that the Quran is talking about. وَالَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ راكعون. He was given the zakat during the ruku'. So he is the master of alam al-dunya. Yani anyone that Allah Azza wa Jal, he gave him that status. He gave him that status because he's the master of this universe. So Imam Ali, he was the master of this universe by this ayah. But before, he mentioned Allah and Rasulullah mubasharatan. Rasulullah, what? He's the master of what? Because he was the master of sujood. He was the master of those three universes. You see what I mean? Allah Azza wa Jal, he's given you half the puzzle. You continue the other half. How do we prove that Imam Ali, he is the master of universe? From this ayah. Why? Because I told you what is mean ruku'. Mean you are in this alam al-dunya. But for Imam Ali, because he's the master of alam al-dunya, Allah Azza wa Jal, he put him the third. Okay, we have three circles here. You see Allah, Muhammad, and then Imam Ali. This is the main circle, tree of life. So the main sujood is continued by Rasulullah. He was standing there. He was doing this sujood, and then Jibreel alayhi salam came. So if a person he has all this knowledge, the universe was created from him. He is better than any prophet. Isa alayhi salam, Prophet Jesus, when he started talking at the beginning, when immediately after he was born, he started talking. He told his mom, I know you're in pain. Eat from this nakhla. He was like 2 minutes old, and he's given her suggestion what to do, eat after, because when you eat you will feel better, So if this person, this Rasul, Jesus, he was able to do that. Many different prophets, we have many narration about them that some of them, when were created, they were able to do immediately miracles. So they're better than Rasulullah. Why you're telling me they're not? The Rasulullah is better? Is Sayyidul Mursaleen, is the master of all the prophets. Anybody did something better than Rasulullah, then Rasulullah will be excluded from this. He's the master. Be sure about that. Be very sure. He's the only prophet that Allah Azza wa Jal, he didn't mention him by anything bad in the Quran, except when he يحرم على نفسه شيء بسورة التحريم. In Surah Tahrim, about his two wives that they did something, Surah Tahrim. But in reality, if you study this, it's not about honey, or not about specific food. It is telling you something more big than that. But he's the only prophet that he didn't put him under any accusation like different prophets. So he must be better than all prophets. So if he's better than all prophets, then since he was born, he'll be able to talk. Since he was born, he'll be able to what? To read and write. Because the first person who taught people how to transfer numbers to letters to numbers was Prophet Jesus. Abjad Hawas was taught by Jesus. علم الأحرف, the science of all this big science, was taught by Jesus. So if Prophet Jesus he knew this science, then Prophet Muhammad he knew it. Even to the point that Imam Ja'far Sadiq said Rasulullah was able to speak 72 tongues. Tongues, yani this is mean he'll be able to now our Arabic, English, all this, if we connect all words together by specific vibration, they become maybe 1/3 of a tongue, because all connected by one vibration. If there's 72 tongues, this is mean he'll be able to speak all the languages for all the people in the universes, for all, not just as by reading, by writing, and by creation. So a person, he had all this knowledge. He been in many universes before. He's going to be in many universes after. He's seen all this. He know all this. He's the one who taught Jibreel and Mikael what's tasbih. I'm gonna tell you even secret now about this. What does it mean, Mikael or Jibreel or Azrael? In the old language, anything that end with il or beginning by il mean Allah. Il, Allah. Now if you go to Jewish people, you tell them il, they think immediately it's Allah. The meaning of il is Allah. So let's say Azrael is Abdullah. Mikael is, it is every single one simplifying to be something for Allah Azza wa Jal. Who named those angels that? It was him. It was him and Imam Ali. Because they were created, Imam Ali and Rasulullah the first. When Allah Azza wa Jal he created angels, Imam Ali and Rasulullah they named them. They named those angels. Not just that, they gave them they taught them each one how to do tasbih. So if Rasulullah over here, he taught Jibreel how to do tasbih in Alam al-Malakut, over there, upstairs. He told them what to do. So now who's gonna be scared to go down and tell Iqra? Who's gonna be more scared? Jibreel is gonna be scared of Rasulullah to that. But not just that. Not just that. So Jibreel he's the scared one, right? He go down, he put let's act it now. He put his head down because Rasulullah he taught him how to do tasbih, and then he said, Ya Rasulullah Iqra. Can this happen? Can this be logic? No. If we read Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. Wama adraka ma laylatul qadr. Okay. Inna anzalnahu what? We get did the Quran was sent by pieces? It was like Bluetooth connection, 56 gigabytes, going downloading to Rasulullah. No. Inna anzalnahu, it's what immediately, sudden. All the Quran came sudden to Rasulullah before even Gabriel came to Rasulullah. Rasulullah, he knew all the Quran before. Not just that, the Quran now we have is a creature for Allah Azza wa Jal. It does have what Allah Azza wa Jal is. That's it. Let's say now, can the Quran, if we take it to Mars, if there's some people on Mars, can we apply the same laws there? No, we cannot. We only have few ayahs that will be applied about who is Allah Azza wa Jal. But can they stop eating pigs because they don't have pigs? Can they drink? Who told you there's liquor there? Maybe they have their own liquor. Maybe over there they can drink liquor and they cannot drink water. So their Quran should be different than us. So our Quran is the constitution that connecting us with Allah Azza wa Jal in a term of earth. So if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam he has this knowledge, so not just inna anzalnahu our Quran now, it is the main book that Rasulullah he know, the main book, the mother of books. Yeah, the mother of books, that all books they come from. There is one mother for all these books, and the Quran is from the mother of these books. Why? Because it carry the law that we should obey here in earth. But after that, does the Quran still be applicable? Can after we die and then there's judgment day, can we bring the Quran and read it? Can we read in the Quran, about kutiba alaykum as-siyam and then we're in heaven? Is it logical? Like when you're in heaven and then I one time one sheikh was saying, I wish I can read Surah Al-Baqarah in heaven because I love it so much. Yeah, I know, but in Surah Al-Baqarah there's أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبل. He's talking about fasting. That Allah Azza wa Jal, He write fasting that you should do it in that month. Same thing like the before you. So if you're in heaven, what do you need this ayah for? You see? So the Quran, one of the narration they say, I don't remember exactly. There will be only few ayahs. One of them maybe Taha or Yasin. It will continue to be there, only from the Quran. But we will have the main book there, the main book that talk about Ahlul Bayt, talk about Allah Azza wa Jal. But it won't be. You don't have to worry about me coming there every week and then bore you with the explanation, because you will understand it. It will be simple. Why? Because over there now you passed your test, but you still have knowledge to learn. Over here you have to struggle to get this knowledge. This is the only difference. So Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr will prove that all the Quran, the mother of the books, with the Prophet. So now a Prophet that has the knowledge, the creation, all this, and then we established that Jibreel, he came there and he was standing looking down, shy from Rasulullah. He told him, Iqra. Is it believable? It's not believable. Why? Because you have all this knowledge. So, like Rasulullah, he was there waiting the order of Allah Azza wa Jal to begin his message. He's standing there, he's waiting there. Every other week he used to go stand in Ghar Hira waiting for the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. Waiting, where can I start, Ya Allah? Me worship, me like giving your word for everyone, me letting everyone know about you. A person who has all this passion for Allah Azza wa Jal, he's standing there and he's looking, he's praying. Please Allah Azza wa Jal, make it faster, make it faster. So when Jibreel alayhi salam comes, does Jibreel? No, yes.
Go
Yeah, so Jibreel when he comes, Jibreel will say to Rasulullah, Iqra? No. It's completely different. What happened exactly is, he was waiting very patient for that. And let me tell you something. The uncle of Khadija, he used to be he used to travel from place to place. His name was Waraqa ibn Nawfal. This was his name. And he's the one who told Khadija, before the marriage of Rasulullah, when he saw Rasulullah, he said, do whatever to be with this man, because this man he is your master and my master. Because that guy, he had some type of science that showed him that he's gonna be Rasulullah. And then he was his servant. Even before Rasulullah, he was a prophet. And Khadija alayhi salam, she almost killed herself to be with Rasulullah. She's the one who asked for his hand, right? You know that, right? Asked for his hand for what? Because she wanna be his servant. So Rasulullah, he know his message, but it was secret message. He will never allowed himself or allow even for the surrounding anybody to know it. Nobody. But Khadija, she know it, because this is from the alam symbols that Jesus, he left, Moses, he left, all the prophet, they left about that, who's that messenger is. The last one. He's the master of messenger. So Khadija, she was following that. So they know that he's the prophet. Let's say now, let us make it more like, imaginable. A person who is normal, he was so honest, and then Khadija, she fell in love. This is how they say it. I'm saying from the other school of thought. She fell in love with him. He was so shy. She told him, will you marry me? Okay, I marry you. And she have money. He fell in love with her, and he can sit home and she can spend money on him. He doesn't have to work anymore. This is how they picture him. And then he go to Ghar Hira. He was so scared. He came back, and she's the one. She told him, you know what? Don't be scared. Khas, be prophet. Amrak Allah. No, it's not like this. What happened is, he was the master. He is the one that everyone before him struggled to have him inside their bloodline. And what's my proof about that? In the Quran, he's talking to Rasulullah, he say, وَنَرَى تَقَلُّبَكَ فِي السَّاجِدِينَ. We see your light when the Prophet, your fathers in Alam al-Dunya, we used to see it when they used to do sujood. We used to see your light with them. with performing sujood, because sujood without you, it won't be sujood, because you're the master of sujood. He was with them inside their blind stream even before he was born. And Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, He said that we used to see your light doing sujood with them when they were used to do sujood, because you're the master of sujood. So you come now to life, you have all this nur, all this light, all this knowledge. Now Allah Azza wa Jal, He ordered Jibreel. He said, go down. It's now, خلاص, we need to begin the message. Rasulullah is waiting patiently. Jibreel came down. He said, where have you been? I've been waiting for you. So he's standing there, and Jibreel, he was like standing to Rasulullah, and Rasulullah said, now اقرأ, read, now read, tell me that I have to start. And then Jibreel, he's like so shy and so scared of that, because now the beginning of something huge. This is why we exist here. Jibreel, don't think Jibreel is so scary. Yani he's under the order of Allah Azza wa Jal, he's so scary. But in reality, he's very elegant. Yani he's very as a soul, as an angel. He's very, you cannot imagine how much he have morality, because it's so heavy. It was so heavy. I'm gonna tell you a little story about him, just so you know him more. When Allah Azza wa Jal, He created earth, before creating Adam, Adam what does it mean by Adam? Is from Adim al-Ard. Adim al-Ard is the clay from different places that he took. He went to earth, and he told to earth, give me from your different places just pieces, so Allah Azza wa Jal, He can create Adam. She refused. But because of his morality, he went back. He could have just do like this and the earth will go away, shattered. But he was like, he has high morality, high patience. That's why he's from the best 4 angels. He went upstairs, and then Allah Azza wa Jal, He sent him back. He did it second time, and she refused. And then he went back. And what Allah Azza wa Jal did this time, He sent Azra'i. That's why he's the angel of death. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave him that. Because when Azra'i come, this is we mean business. We're not here for negotiation. So He sent Azra'i alayhi salam immediately, the 5 minutes, and he get it. Because khalas, we mean business. This is that's why Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave this job, the death, for Azra'i, because no play with him. You cannot play. When he comes to you, he's like, you're done, baby. Come to me. Okay, this is so. With Jibreel alayhi salam, no, he's type of, like, you can imagine as moral politician. He wants you to be there, stood next to you. So when he went to Rasulullah, he was so, like, he have all this. He's holding big, huge message that now we should begin. So Rasulullah, he said, "Iqra." Now Rasulullah told Jibreel, "Iqra," and then Jibreel alayhi salam, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna say it." And then he said it again, and then Jibreel alayhi salam, he's gonna say it. Now Rasulullah, he's the one who holds Jibreel. Why? Because he wanna support him so hard that all the word of Allah can go through him. That these words that already Rasulullah, he already have them inside his heart. He already have all this, but now he hold him. Why? Because he want to connect all this energy, so all the word of Allah Azza wa Jalla can go through Jibreel alayhi salam. So now when he said, "Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq," who said it to who? Rasulullah, he said it to Jibreel alayhi salam. "Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq." Your Lord that created everything. Khalaq al-insan, all this outside from alaq. We are here, me and you, for all those people outside. Not the reverse, like we used to know that Jibreel alayhi salam, he's telling Rasulullah, "Khalaq al-insan, inti min alaq." Who are you to say, Rasulullah, inta insan? He's not insan. Rasulullah now, he's holding Jibreel for all this energy all this to support all this energy, so he can able to talk from Allah Azza wa Jal directly, because no one can do such a thing without the support of Rasulullah. Because he is the representative of Allah Azza wa Jal. Jibreel alayhi salam, he's not. He's the messenger of Allah. Rasulullah, he's the representative of Allah. Yeah. خلق الإنسان من علق, and then he told him اقرأ باسم ربك now read because I ordered you, because all this energy اقرأ خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. القلم what? Number ألف B سجود, and then C the tree of life. This is علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Now through you we're gonna teach all the humanity outside the things that they don't know, and this is the real secret. This is the real secret. So whoever now from now on tell you that Jibreel, he's the one, we are Ummat Iqra. Yes, we are Ummat Iqra, but we are Ummat Rasulullah, not Ummat Iqra. We say we are the nation of reading Iqra. No, we are, but we are more than that. We are that. We ordered Jibreel alayhi salam to read, not vice versa like what they always tell you. For 1400 years, let me tell you, I swear, I could swear on that. Jibreel alayhi salam, he's almost crying every day for what we say about that. Because how could we imagine that Jibreel, he's gonna hold Rasulullah and tell him Iqra, and he's gonna be scared from him. Now this is when Imam Mahdi is gonna come, he's gonna take this injustice. He's gonna take it away because we don't understand who is Rasulullah. Many people, they're gonna be surprised when you tell them that. Say no, that's impossible. We've always been taught that it was vice versa. Actually, no, it's not. What I said and what I proved from science, this is the truth. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Any question?
Just to know, when you're saying that, that's what they use. Like if you say that, because you said that to us before, and I was sharing it with somebody, and they said Rasulullah, he's known as Rasul al-Ummi.
Al-Ummi, yeah.
Illiterate.
Yeah. No, he's not illiterate.
And this is the general
yeah.
information
No,
that
it's
people
not.
think, and
Yeah.
this is the noun. But Hajj, I want to ask you, so the whole Quran, the Rasul was saying it to Jibreel, well, just in the beginning?
Well, I told you, he hold him. Let's give him this today, and then inshallah in the future when they become better, we'll give him more information.
Okay.
Because I thought about this, we have levels. I'm telling you now the first level, and let's keep it this way: that Jibreel alayhi salam, he was just taking the words and delivering to Rasulullah, not vice versa. Okay.
So how about when you said the whole Quran nazlat?
Yeah.
I've heard you saying the nazlat al-ayah, nazlat
Yeah, it does, because I told you there's a mother of the book. I mentioned that. It's a good question. There's a mother of the book that has all the knowledge on Al-Kitab, mother of the books, and then the Quran, that it has applicable law that fit only earth. So when, for example, Rasulullah used to know the answer, but sometimes he used to say, give me a few days just to see the wahy from Allah Azza wa Jalla, and he used to wait the wahy to come through Jibreel. I told you this is levels. Inshallah, one day we will reveal it all. How this is used to happen. It has a mechanism, but it is for us to know. Let's say, for example, Rasulullah was sitting with Imam Ali, and they were talking about Rasulullah was teaching Imam Ali about how Allah created the universe. We have such narration. Actually, this is like they know both what's going on, but they want you to hear. Same thing like a person who, if you heard about that, our imams, they have that. A person, he went inside the masjid, he was doing wudu, and his wudu was miserable, It was very bad. So what happened? Not like us, we go there now. If you see someone doing wudu, you go, what, this wudu is bad, you're doing very bad thing. Let me teach you the good wudu, and then you start being like mu'min. That's very bad in our religion. Hassan and Hussein, salamullah alayhim, what they did, they saw a person, he was performing bad wudu. So they went there, both together, and they said, can you please be the judge and see who is performing, me or Hassan, the good wudu? So Imam Hassan, he did the wudu, and Imam Hussein did the wudu with dua. So he knew immediately that both are right, and that they're teaching him something, that his wudu is bad, not their wudu. This is how they teach you. And they always say, كُونُوا لَنَا دُعَاةً بِغَيْرِ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ. Be our preachers, not with your tongues. Not like whatever happened to you, because Jesus loves you. He doesn't want you to always be like, let's say now we go to a house person, and then someone is dying, you say, oh, because Ahl Bayt loves you, he's dying. No, you cannot be like that. When they see you, your act, your life, how you do it, how you manage during the musibah, during your life, how you do it, then people, they say, oh, we love that guy because he loves Ahl Bayt. He is the representative of Ahlul Bayt in this universe. This is how they want you to be. Same thing with Rasulullah. Whatever happened with them, whatever the revelation was at that time, because he want to teach the people around them what's going on. Yeah.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
Yeah. You want me to give you more example?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
lead by example.
Yeah,
Yani
lead
just
by
don't
example.
say it, do it.
Do it, yes. Yes. He want you Rasulullah, he wanna wait the revelation. Why? Because he cannot tell them immediately I have everything. They tell him why you're here then. We have to be patient. If you have a spiritual way, not when you fast the first day, Jibreel is gonna come to you and say, now you have all the knowledge. No, you'll miss it up. You need to raise yourself. That's why he's teaching you. With Jibreel alayhi salam.
Well, he had to come in because they were so ignorant back then.
Very ignorant. Very ignorant. Till this moment. I mean, look, after
They still are.
1400 years, look to their countries.
Yeah.
Look how they treat each other. This is 1400 years later. What about during the Prophet time? Look how much he was suffered with them.
Well, that's why I say when people like try to say that they're not mish ma'sumin, it's like
Yeah.
they're here and they were brought as an example for you to learn from.
For you to learn.
So
yes.
if they're not doing everything right and
Yeah.
perfect, how are you going to learn from them?
Exactly. When Rasulullah he tell you do every night 70 times istighfar because I do it. Because he's giving you the example of him. You could say, oh, if he's Rasulullah, the most close person to Allah, and he's doing 70 times, what about me? This is how we want you to think. He doesn't want you to think that, oh, I'm doing 70 times because I have zunub. This is where you become stupid. And الملوخيزم أسرع على رأسه. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد